K7YRC. Hello there, it's been a while. This is K7CCB. Sorry about the feedback. I didn't have the my volume turned down on my phone. KI7YRC. This is K7ZCB. It's been a while. Evening. Oh, it has been a while. I know last Wednesday I fell asleep super early, and now that I got Saturdays off, I can jump in on Saturdays too. Alright, well, I'm working with Syntax again. Monday or Tuesday will be a weird shift, but it'll be 4 to 12, but normally it's 9 to 5:30 of recent. I'm back at Syntax again. They called to ask me back. I'll be right back. I gotta go check on dinner real quick. So KI7YRC. Okie dokie, K7CCB.
Good evening. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, WW7ATS. The Western Washington Amateur Television Society is a group of amateur radio enthusiasts that take to the airwaves with SAM television. We have a repeater located up on Cougar Mountain. We transmit on 70 centimeters. It's a cross-band repeater and puts out images at 1.2 gigahertz. Also, we have a website for the Western Washington Amateur Television Association. And to get to there, just Google WW7ATS. That's Google WW7ATS. That will take you to our site. There you'll see information on the frequencies that we transmit on, and also a link to YouTube that we also utilize during our meetings on Saturdays and Wednesdays. So with that, we'd like to thank the Seattle Repeater Association for letting us use WW7STR, the 147.08 repeater referred to as the 08 machine, for our voice transmissions. So I'll pause in case anybody has emergency traffic or somebody needs to make a contact for our net gets fully underway. Again, this is Dave, KD7CYM. Not hearing aid. Again, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. So far, checked into the net is Ron, KD7QKU, Britt, N7CS, Richard, K7ITX, Wade, W7ITL, Jim, N7QO, myself, Dave, KD7ZYM, and we have John with us tonight, TI7YRC. Is there anybody else who would like to check into the net? Hearing none, let's go up to the top to Ron, KD7QKU, to start off the round.
Okay, good evening everyone. Thank you, Dave. This is KD7QKU over in Tacoma. Tonight I'm looking at myself on the ATV. I put up 3 antennas today. I put up a little ground plane antenna on top, transmit and all the sounds okay. My picture is probably about a P3 tonight. It's color, of course, but it couldn't be better. It's not like it was when I lived in Bellevue, that's for sure. But I think it's going to be alright. I can't transmit because I'm short one piece of coax, so I guess it works good enough. I'll have to buy a piece of coax. I used this piece of hardline I had for half-inch hardline for the receive. It's about 65 feet long. It's about twice as long as I needed. I got it all over the backyard, so I'm going to have to shorten that up, I think. Get a different piece of coax. So anyway, that's it. I'm sitting here on my laptop. I don't know how my picture is on my laptop, and I'm going to have to do something with the lighting. This is in the master bedroom, and the only light is in the ceiling. All right, back to net, KD7QKU.
KD7QKU, let's go to Bert, N7CS.
Okay, well, good evening, everyone. Let's see, it's a bit of a busy day. I drove down to the Puyallup Fairgrounds today to check out the Hamfest, or I guess the swap meet there, and ran into Wade there, and also ran into Ed from the Portland ATV group. He had a table set up and was selling some stuff, so I got the chance to meet Ed in person for the first time. And as I was walking around, one of the things I saw that I picked up was a little down converter for ATV that I saw someone selling. And as I was walking around with that little down converter, someone ran into me and said, "Oh, you do ATV?" And I was kind of surprised they knew anything about it. And he was telling me a lot about it, that they were thinking about maybe one day getting a repeater set up on like one mountain. And I said, oh, I know someone who lives up in that area. He said, Lee? I said, yeah, it's Lee. So I ran into one of Wade's friends today. Too bad he's not here today. It was Matt Larson, KC7EQO, that I ran into. So I'll have to let Wade know about that. But yeah, from Marysville down to the fairgrounds, it was about a 68 to 70 mile drive, but I was able to get there and back on my car, the car's battery, with no issues at all. So the new car, the battery range is a lot better than the old car, and so that means I didn't have to buy that $4.99 a gallon gasoline. That I think on the last Saturday's net, someone mentioned they saw $4.99 gas, and at my house it was $4.59. But later in the week it actually went up to the $4.99. So that's what it is around here. So the electric car is really saving my bacon there. Anyway, more on this later. This is Bert in Marysville in 7CS. Back to Matt.
In 7CS, let's go to Richard, K7ITX.
Okay, well, anyway, gosh, great to see everybody tonight, and boy, it's starting off with a lot of good content. Ron, in the master bedroom, that's progress, actually. Soon will be full RF, video RF, so that'll be pretty cool. And great to see John K7YRC. And so we missed him, but he's back, so that's great. And let's see, and Bert went to the Ham Fest and saw Ed from Portland. I'll be darned. So golly. And good news on the electric car, making the full round trip to Marysville and back without any issues whatsoever. So yeah, I'll be buying a car. 2 or 3 years from now, and me and Debbie, the YL, we were talking about, we're kind of glad that we can put it off for that long to kind of let the new car market kind of settle down and the computer chips get caught up, and maybe even and then we'll see how many power stations are out there, and hopefully some of this will all shake out. So anyway, great to see everybody tonight. It should be a fun net. And James is back. James in Bellevue, what do you know? And wait a minute. And we even have video from Covington Gym. So anyway, this is K7ITX, back to net control.
K7ITX, and the net also acknowledges James, WW7N is checked in, and also Lee in 7KC in Port Angeles is checked in. So coming up next is Wade, W7ITL.
Alright, well, it is Wade here in Tacoma, and I am just pooped tonight. I went to the Ham radio, the fairgrounds tonight, and I ran into Bert, as Bert had mentioned, and get to meet a couple of folks. I bought some new gear. I have a new radio. I'm not transmitting on tonight, but it's ICOM IC705. It's a QLP rig. It's all mode and all bands, so excited about using that. Tonight, after the Ham Fest that went on tonight, we had contractor come over and do another bid. So I think this has probably been the best bid that we've had so far, as far as being very good at detail and giving us good feeling about getting this project off the ground with the new deck and getting the new spiral staircase and getting the siding all done. So excited about getting that coming up. So, alright. Well, turning that back to Dave. This is W7ITL.
W7ITL, thanks for that. And this is the Western Washington. Now the CID is out of... Let's go to Jim in Covington, N7QO.
N7QO. But anyway, I think we got everything. Ron, sounds good. You're actually seeing pictures. By the way, where you are there's a mirror behind you. Okay, the pandemic may have calmed down a little bit, but just FYI, you want to make sure you're wearing pants when you're doing the meetings here. Let's see, Bert, gas. Wow, good that your car was able to make it. Yesterday, I drove by and the local Fred Meyer here was charging $4.94 a gallon. John, good to see you. Welcome to the group here. Dick, you were mentioning about video. Yeah, now that the pandemic is winding down a little bit, my wife is making at least a couple of meetings in real life rather than virtual, so at least for a while, it looks like Saturday evenings I'll be able to get pictures to the net this way. We'll see what happens. There's a couple more things coming up down the road that may alter plans, but for right now it looks good. And let's see, Lee, I guess you saw the chat. Bert saw a friend of yours at the trade show at the Hamfest, so he'll brief you on that if you missed it. And that's all I got for now. Back to you, Dave, N7QO.
N7QO, let's go to Bellevue to James, WW7ATS.
Good evening, all. Let's see, first of all, let me check audio. I did another antenna change tonight. How's it coming through? Okay, well, I got mixed opinions on that, but I got a couple of thumbs up and a couple of toes low, so I'll turn up the sound a little bit. Ron, congrats on getting the antennas up. That's good news to see that you've done that. And let's see, Bert, electric cars. I read something really interesting this week. And it was sort of a physicist view of the whole energy situation. And the guy was pretty bright lamp that was not running numbers, but the one that surprised me is that there's no way we can convert a significant number of America's current population of vehicles over to all electric. He said there's simply just not enough material to make that many batteries. But he did seem to think that if you do plug-in hybrid vehicles, got to do more research on to find out what a plug-in hybrid vehicle is. He said that actually would actually be the best of both worlds. So it's going to be interesting to see if those numbers really pan out, or if anybody else notices. Gas study. That's where I go to check gas prices. And it was interesting. Redmond Costco is 10 cents a gallon higher than a Costco down at the south end. So I thought that was interesting that there's differences in Costco less than 15 miles apart. Let's see, the other thing that I have is a new cell phone, and it's made out of super slippery plastic, so I'm trying to get a case, and so in the meantime, it hasn't left its box yet. It's still sitting in its box, because that's the only way I can keep a hold of it. And I'm sure that there's no accident in that at all. So anyway, next time around I'll tell you what you can do with your old cell phone that only works on G3 networks. This is WW7N in Northeast Bellevue.
WW7N, James, thanks for that. And this is Dave, 87ZYM in Lake City. Boy, we got a pretty good turnout tonight. We're surprised that for kind of a rainy evening in Seattle area that we have this many people coming forward. I've got 38 degrees here in side at this point. And for me today was just kind of clean up some stuff in the basement. I got rid of some stuff in the basement, so 2 more Apple boxes have gone to Goodwill, so I feel good about that, so that's out of the way. So that's about all I have to say from Lake City. This is Dave, KD7CYM. So let's go to John, KI7YKC.
Just wanted to say hello to everybody and thank you for letting me be in here again with you guys. And gosh, I got the Hamfest at probably 7:30 this morning, make sure we can be one of the first people in. And really didn't expect to buy much, but surprisingly I found one radio I needed to complete a set of Kenwood that I have here. So now I got a complete set from 2 meters all the way up to 440. So now it's my little Parks on the Air box when I start doing that this summer. That's going to be fun to do. I'm going to try to get 220, 440, and 2 meters, and 10 meters, and 6 meters all on Parks on the Air this summer, and start working that, and eventually might work in Summit on the Air if I can get that in with all the busy schedule I got going on. But it's good to see everybody here, and also, but I'm going to keep this short because I got to go check on the chicken I'm cooking right now, so I'll be back on the next round when we go around, so KI7YRC.
KI7YRC, John, I think I blew your call sign when I introduced you. This is Dave, KD7CYM. So let's go to Ron, KD7QKU.
I think we missed Lee.
Lee's coming up after Ron.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, Dave. KD7QKU here. Well, it sounds like everybody had a pretty good time on at the Hamfest today. Got a couple of new radios. For Lee's benefit, I put up 3 antennas today. And I'm talking on the little ground plane. I'm talking from the master bedroom tonight on a little 2-meter radio. I guess it's working fine. No one's giving me thumbs down. It sounds like Bert saw Matt Lawson from Squim, the TV guy. So that's interesting. I hope somehow we can get him to join us, maybe on Zoom. I gave him a call one time. I had his phone number and suggested that he join us, but I don't know. We never heard from him. At least I never heard from him. I just talked to his wife actually and asked her if she would give him a message. So, I'm getting about a, P3 picture, I guess. I thought it was a little better than that this afternoon when I was looking at the test pattern, but I don't think it is tonight. It rolls once in a while. It has color, but it also has quite a bit of smell. So anyway, not too much interference over here. So I guess that's it. So back to net, KD7QKU.
KD7QKU. Well, let's go to Lee in Port Angeles, M7KC.
Okay, M7KC, Port Angeles, did I make it? Richard always gives me a good sign. Yeah, okay. Well, thanks, Richard. Yeah. Nice to see you all, including John. Hi, John. Good to have you back. And, Bert, I did know Matt. I haven't seen him in a few months. I haven't seen him actually talk to him, I guess. He changed jobs. He's not tripping around the country anymore. He's working down at Westport Yachts now in their communications. He loves it, I guess. So he's got a machine, a 400 megahertz 70 centimeter repeater up on Brand, and was having some issues up there with DNR about that. You know, he thought he had done his paperwork and all that, and I don't know. I don't know if he's got it resolved or not. I haven't heard the final word on that. But sounds like you guys had a great time at the ham fest today on Midview. Wade, I didn't get what the model number was for that radio, but it looks like if that's what you were sharing there that you purchased, it certainly looks nice, and it's certainly got lots of... That's what the model number is. I wouldn't mind looking it up. And Paula's sister and brother-in-law and her nephew and his wife and 10-month-old got a VRBO over at Three Crabs up on the Dungeness up there. And so they were over here today for brunch. And we hadn't had COVID just a week ago. But they were vaccinated and all that. I don't think they were boosted, but anyway, they didn't get sick. And so Paula talked to the doctor. They said if it was more than 10 days, don't worry about it. So we had him here today. And so that's that. Well, I'm out of time. That was 2.5 minutes. That's for me. At 7:18, we will put on to respect you, Dave.
NSID time again. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television. The 08 machine on stage 87YM. So let's go to Marysville to Bert N7CS.
Okay, let's see, lots of stuff here. Ron, I forgot to comment before. Good job on getting those antennas all put up, so that's pretty cool. Let's see, John, it's nice to meet you. I'm not sure if you're, yep, there you go. I think I've missed all the nets you've been on in the past couple weeks, so sorry about that. And then James on the plug-in hybrids. That was something I had looked into before. Basically, they have a smaller battery on board, so you can maybe get anywhere from 15 to 40 miles on the battery, and then it switches over to the gas engine. But I kind of decided not to do that because that kind of means you have now twice as many parts that can fail, because you've got the entire, kind of like a hybrid almost, like a standard gas hybrid. You've got all the battery stuff and all the motor stuff, so the dealers love it because the more stuff that fails, the more chances you have to go to them, and you have to, do oil changes and all that good stuff, which you don't have to do any of that kind of maintenance on the electric cars. But Matt got his DNR stuff all figured out. He got all his paperwork done, and he did have to buy a really expensive insurance package though that they forced him to do. So the lease, the DNR lease is pretty cheap, but then he has to pay 5 times that for the insurance. But it's all taken care of, he said. And let's see. Okay, so let me let it drop for a second. I'll be right back to do some show and tell. Okay, let me reset the timer there. So I'll show you some of the stuff that I got at the ham fair. So this is a little ATV down converter that I was able to get. It was similar to the one that Wade was showing a minute ago, but I noticed that Wade had he has 5 switches on it for the channel. This is just like a dial from 0 to 10, so I could just maybe use this as a backup for the other down converter I have. I have a little circulator isolator for 900 megahertz. Don't exactly know what I'll do with this, but it was given to me free, so I never turn down free stuff. Let's see. This is something I bought from the ATV guy Ed from Portland that was there. It's some kind of filter for 434 megahertz. He couldn't remember exactly what it does, so I'll have to hook it up to my spectrum analyzer tag generator or something to see what it does. I like old computer stuff, and so here's an old TI phone bank calculator. It's still in the box. I've got a couple of other calculators, old calculators. So this one is a Canon calculator. It's got a little red edges on the screen. Got an old Palm Pilot device. So I've not actually seen this model before. It must be a newer one though, newer relatively, because it has a camera on the back of it, which I don't remember the initial Palm Pilots having that. And then I have a national semiconductor calculator, which I didn't even know they made calculators, but this one's a scientific one. So I'll have to play around with this and see what we can do. I haven't seen if this one works yet, but that other calculator I showed does actually power up and run. And then I have like the little, either weather or fake weather cases that go with those Palm Pilots and calculators. So that's kind of fun. But that's the stuff I wanted to see. In 7CS, back to that.
Thanks for the show and tell, Bert. 7CS. Moving down the list, let's go to Richard, K7ITX in Kent.
Wow, that's unbelievable, Bert. All that stuff. Wow, that even made a heart of it. Geez. And Palm Pilot, I totally forget what that was for. Everything else made sense, even the filter, but the Palm Pilot, the only thing I can think that it might have been able to do is just take notes. Or, I don't know, was it like the BlackBerry? Oh, please help me on that next time around. That's just going to drive me crazy, the Palm Pilot. So, and then Ron, I didn't realize you were on RF. So that's pretty wild. I've just been watching you on YouTube through my grand screen video situation. And it's good that I guess it's Matt and his DNR difficulties got that worked out. So anyway, I'll keep it short. There's a lot of people. I want to hear all these great stories. K7ZYM, K7ATX, back to net control.
K7ITX, let's go down to Tacoma to Wade, W7ATS.
Alright, can you guys hear me okay? Alright, well, I guess Lee was wondering why is it him that I got this radio wanted to hear it as well. Dan is, he's not able to really utilize it. He thought somebody that would be able to use it would scan for him. It's only been used maybe 1 or 2 times. It's a QRP rig. It only puts out 10 watts when connected to a battery. Otherwise, when it's on the internal battery, it'll put out 5 watts, and it will do 180 to 70 centimeters. So it's an all band. It's like a ham in a box. It's got everything in it. It's and it's what do you call that? I forget what they call it, but it's software-defined radio. So it's pretty cool. I really like it. So far, it's been really good. I think people have given me really good signal reports today. It's funny, when I got home, I plugged it in and I checked into the PSRG net, and Dan, the guy that I bought it from, was listening, and he gave me a signal report. So I was really excited to get it from the guy that I bought it from. All right, well, let me go back and say I'll talk to you guys on the next round. This is W7ITL back to net.
W7ITL, wait, thanks for that. Let's go to Jim, M7QO in Covington.
M7QO, thank you, Dave. Well, talking about electric car conversions. One of our members, formerly, maybe, I'm sure some of you weren't around at that time, but Norris had a Volkswagen, which he converted 20 years ago or so. He converted it to battery power. He tore out the engine and transmission, put an electric motor in there, and put a bunch of flooded cell lead acid batteries in there to power it. And I don't remember what sort of range he had. It wasn't all that great, but apparently that's a sort of a hobby for a number of people, at least a long time ago. I actually considered doing that same thing to one of my vehicles, but I decided it was not really a good idea just because of the lack of range. The vehicle that I really wanted was a Chevy Volt. It's for propulsion. It uses exclusively electricity, but it has essentially an APU. If the battery runs dead, it starts this small engine which powers a generator, which is capable of powering the vehicle itself, and I don't know if it could charge the battery at the same time, but you can certainly just keep on driving. So to me, that sort of seemed to be the best of both worlds, and it provides, of course, the reliability of an electric motor rather than a transmission and engine like the one that I have that leaks all over the garage floor now. But anyway, there are a bunch of people out there who will convert existing cars to electric, nowhere near the range of the current vintage, though. Back to you, Dave, and 7QO.
N7QO, let's go to James, WU7N.
Well, thank you, and thank you for the perspective. So one perspective, we'll call it the bird perspective, is there's twice as many parts to break now. But then we'll call it the Jim perspective, is now there's twice as many things to work now, too. It always seems to work out that way. I'm trying to figure out how to get one thing without the other. Anyway, Wade, thank you for showing us the little rig, and now I know someone who owns one. I looked at that when it was a brand new thing, and I thought it was just a very cool little radio that you can put to a backpack or something and take to the top of a mountain and do something with, or put it in your car or whatever. Several people said, well, but ICOM, now their next product will be about a 10-to-1 amplifier, so you can plug your little radio into an amplifier and power it and still get a nice clean signal out. Really interesting to see if they ever follow through and do that. I will say this, ICOM's other products, from what I've been told, are pretty good about mating amplifiers to the mothership and put out a pretty clean signal. Especially they were doing it with solid state amplifiers before everybody else was really doing well. Tonight I've got a new problem. I've actually never had this before. I think the internet service to my house is experiencing difficulties. I'm getting all kinds of problems just pinging Amazon.com, and about the time I rejoin the meeting, and everyone freezes up. So I'm curious if anyone else is having internet service problems tonight or because of that. This is James, WU7N in Northeast W with the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. Let's turn it back to Dave, our net control tonight. Take it away, Dave.
WU7N, thanks for that. And this is Dave, KD7ZYM, and for ID, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net on the 08 machine. Electric cars, I'm 7.5 years into electric car with a Leaf, and it seems to be pretty good. My range, though, is 90 miles on a charge, so it works fine in the city. I really haven't taken it on the road to extend the charge with it, but it seems to be pretty dependable, and it's only had been in the shop once for a checkout, and that's about it, and I still got about another 5,000 more miles before it goes in for a major checkout, so I probably have it filled. And then I was reading also that lithium is in short supply, an essential item for the batteries that you seem to have for these electric cars. My main concern is with the electrical grid, when it's called upon by all electric cars charging, will it be able to supply that amount of amperage across the system to charge all the electric cars when gasoline is not being used? So that's one concern I have, that the electric grid will hold up. And this is Dave, 87CYM. So let's go to John, AI7, YRC. nice to see all the goodies that everybody got from the Ham Fest. I'll show what I got. So the bottom radio, I don't know how well you can see it, that's the 2 meter, the middle one's the 220, and the top one's the 440 rig. And that's what I'm going to start running for Parks on the Air. And I know with the W7DK Club, I'm going to do a GOTA station, and that's going to be part of my display for the GOTA station when we do the field day. If we're actually going to do it all together this year or not. But it's going to be nice to actually show people that are, when they get into the hobby, what they can do, and especially if you get a technician license, hey, this is what you can do, and this is everything you can start off with. But another thing, has anybody been on 10 meters lately? I know 10 meters is pretty active, and managed to pull off Australia Sunday. I got 2 Australia stations on 10 meters with 100 watts and a vertical at home. So with that, I want to send it back over to Net Control. So this is KI7YRC.
KI7YRC, John, thanks for that. Let's go up to Ron, 87QKU in Tacoma.
Okay, thank you very much, Dave. KD7QKU here. Well, Richard, I'm not transmitting ATV. I'm not transmitting TV tonight. I'm just receiving it. So I got to buy a piece of coax, and then I can transmit. So I'm just receiving. Isn't that like a C3 picture? It's color, pretty, there's a little bit of snow, some interference on it. Every now and then it rolls. So let's see, Bird got lots of stuff. Oh my God. Got all kind of toys to play with. That's great. Glad you found some good stuff. I would have liked to win, I guess, but I think I'll wait for another year, maybe, if the virus doesn't come back. And converting cars over, man, I really seriously considered it a few years ago. There's a company in Portland, I can't remember the guy, he has a website and everything on YouTube. I can't remember what he called himself. Something to do with electricity anyway. Anyway, they sold everything you needed, to convert. And the adapters, you use your transmission in most cases. So you can, and you don't have to shift. You put it in one gear. Electric motors have a lot of torque. So you could buy electric motors, you could buy everything. Oh man, I'm getting a cramp in my leg. Back to that KD7QKU.
87QKU, let's go to Lee, M7KC. Very good. M7KC, Lee in Port Very, very interesting. I love the radio that Wade got. My WW7ATS, one of the guys here in town, they got one of those, and I saw it, and I immediately fell in love with it. Then I looked at the price and decided it wasn't so bad. But, 5 or 10 watts, no big deal if you're a CW guy. I know a guy down in Point Salmon, it never runs more than 5 watts CW. And he does just fine. Any place on the local CW net, no issue whatsoever. And he spends a lot of time at 1 watt, under 1 watt, QRPP they call it, and so forth. So I don't think that's any real impediment. It wouldn't be a problem for me. It's just a lovely radio, I have to agree. Very nice. Ron, good for you. So you acted fast on getting those antennas up, and that's really good. You have a pretty nice path. If you've got a little noise, you can attack that 2 ways. You can get a longer loop. You get a little better gain antenna, and you could also maybe put a better transmission line, down from the antenna. Maybe you could gain enough to get rid of the snow. I'm really going to be interested to see what you can do with your transmitter from there. Let's see, Chandler was at 29 miles from the repeater, and he just put a very, very nice signal into Cougar. I can't remember what you came in at. 40, was it 40 miles or 30-something, I can't remember. Anyway, I hope it goes well for you. That's fun. And take advantage of that pretty nice path that you've got. Yeah. Guess I don't have anything else. But you did bring home quite a haul. That's cool. I love those old calculators too. And I understand. Let's see. I can't think of anything else. I'm out of time anyway. 10-7-KC. Lee and Port Angeles. Thank you, Dave.
10-7-KC, and it's ID time again. I can't believe it. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society map on the OA machine on WW7ATS. Let's do the first, 10-7-CS.
Okay. Oh yeah, I did forget to show one other thing I bought. It was probably the biggest thing. This is a an all-in-one I guess with antenna and network unit, so they can talk to ham-land. So this is not something that I would be able to necessarily use for my house just because I'm kind of far away. But if I ever want to try to go mobile ham-land, I'll be able to try to hook something like this up. But yeah, a few other things. Yeah, Palm Pilot. It was, you could take notes on it using a very, not the standard handwriting, but you have to learn a specific sketching language to use it on. And you could, if you at work, you could get, a calendar meeting reminders. If the early ones, I don't know if they ever came out with in the later ones, but the earlier ones did not have internet access. So what you had to do was sync it every day with your work computer so that it could send all your calendar stuff to you. So if a meeting got changed during the day, you would never know about it because you didn't sync it. So it had quite a bit of limitations, but it was pretty cool for the time. Let's see. John, you had a nice job getting Australia on 10 meters with that vertical and 100 watts. That's pretty cool. Let's see. And, okay, what else we got here? I reported, I think the last night I was on that we were having problems with our furnace. Well, we did go ahead and get it replaced. So we've got it again. Everything's working good now. So that got taken care of. And I thought there was something else on my list here that I am... well, no, that's probably it for now. So this is Virgin Medical, and so yes, back here.
And yes, let's go on now with Richard Kent, 10-7-ITX.
Stand by, Misha's knocking on the door. I don't want to get her mad at me. Just 1 second. Alright, got the cat under control now. So, kind of. She's gonna, she's got this habit of not wanting to jump up anymore. Maybe it's old age or something, and she always expects me to lift her up. So anyway, thanks for that, Bert. I never had a Palm Pilot, but I had something that did the same thing. And it was looked like a little bit smaller than what you had, more like a newer size iPhone, and it had a keypad, and you couldn't draw with it, but you could type all your notes, and I used it a lot for as a to-do list, so to speak. It saved everyone's phone number, so it was also good for that. And yes, you could hook it up to your computer, and it was didn't have a very good internet connection in those days. I'm talking, I used it back in, oh my goodness, it was probably 1995. Internet connections, wherever you were at in those days, was, at least for me, it was a little bit sketchy at times. But anyway, so, alright, thank goodness. Now now I remember what the Palm Pilot was all about. And yeah, 10 meters, Australia, gee whiz, that's fantastic. Okay, make it 1 minute. Alright, now we're under control here, so, God, now I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I mean, I've been on 10 meters, just with a WEP, I guess that's what they call it, just a line, and, but, I don't know, the more people talk about it, the more I'm likely to throw the line. Well, and especially since I've got coax going from the shack here out to the deck, and I don't have to throw it out the bedroom window or trip hazard or anything like that. I can just throw up onto a tree right by the deck. I'm experiencing a really weird phenomenon right now, and I don't know if there's something. No, I don't think there's anything wrong with my future forecast machine. But anyway, it says it's 37 degrees. And now it said 37 was the high, and that's what I'm having trouble with, because I thought it was a beautiful day. I cut the grass, and it said 37 is the low. So, and I think maybe something's going on with the sensor outside to tell me that it's 37 straight across the board, high, low, and current. So it almost sounds like maybe it's freaking out because it's going to be daylight savings time. K7ZYM, K7ITX, back to net control.
K7ITX, let's go to wait, W7ITO.
Alright, well, it's been a great night, lots of good stories, lots of good finds. I'll go ahead and comment on things I can remember, so I have been taking notes tonight. Bert, the Palm Pilot, I was a real fond advocate of Palm. I was really sad that HP really kind of put Palm in the ground, and there was another company that offshoot from Palm, and that was the Handspring. That was a really cool device too. But actually, my favorite device of all time so far for those early smartphones was the Blackberries with the little scroll bar on the side and the 4 keyboards. Those are one of my favorite personal existence. But the Palms had really neat features because they were so low powered. They basically run on like little cell batteries, and they had cool names for their processors. I think the one that I had, it was called a Dragon Ball. They had a Dragon Ball CPU in it or something. It was cool. They had cool names for their stuff. Palm, I think, would have been a cool company if it stayed where it was going, but leadership reasons, they kind of sold all their intellectual assets, and I think LG took over a lot of Palm assets now. Palm OS lives on in LG TVs now, if you know that. Alright. I see we got Jessica back. Welcome to the net. And I think I'm running out of steam here, and I'm going to just kind of turn that back to Dave. This is W7ITL.
W7ITL, thanks for that. Moving down on the list, we go to Jim in 7QO in Covington.
And 7QO, thank you, Dave. And hi, Jessica. My wife had a BlackBerry for work, and she really loved it. I had some sort of little internet device. It was about the size of a 3x5 card, and the screen was maybe more like 2x4 or something like that. I don't remember who made it. I know I still have it. I doubt that I even charged the battery in 10 years or so. But there are a lot of really cool items out there like that. I had a cell phone. Matter of fact, I still have it in a box here at the house somewhere, which had a slide-out keyboard.
And the number one feature that I liked about it is that it had a speaker where you could put someone on speakerphone, set the thing on a table, and the whole room could hear from that thing. It was really pretty good in that respect. I kind of miss it, but oh well. Let's see. Yeah, Bert, lots of cool stuff. Wade, that 705 looks pretty cool. I thought about one of those myself. Kind of more than anything for a receiver, thinking like I could get an SDR receiver that I plug into the computer. Only with the 705, you don't need the computer. So that's pretty cool. Plus you've got the transmitter. And there are a couple of companies that make bricks that you can boost the output power of that thing. I remember a company called SGC. I'm not sure if they make one that would really be suitable for that. I don't know how much output power they needed in order to drive it out there. I remember they had one that would output 500 watts, but you may need an intermediate one. But there are bricks that you can buy to boost the power from that if you chose to do so. But pretty cool. I like it anyway. Reset. Dick, Mika, I wonder if maybe Mika's experiencing some arthritis. That may be it. There may be, I don't know if they make like cat glucosamine chondroitin or something like that. I don't know, I remember they make all kinds of stuff for pets nowadays. Matter of fact, I remember this one commercial where some guy is talking to a veterinarian, and he's kind of pimping the veterinarian for some information about his own problems, and he says to the vet, yeah, what do I do when my dog pees his pants, you know? And it's like, but anyway, there's definitely drugs out there that could make your cat feel a whole lot better. You just have to assess whether it really is arthritis or something else. But hang in there, Mika. We're all getting older. Back to you, Dave. N7QO.
N7QO. Let's go to James. WU7N.
Hello. Thank you, Dave. This is James, WW7ATS, Northeast W. I seem to be having some pretty interesting internet problems tonight. I've rebooted both computers and also my modem. So, anyway, what I was going to say before is, just the last minute here, if you know anybody who has one of these now allegedly obsolete cell phones, there is a way you can still make a phone call on your old cell phone. And how I did it, I'm sure there'd be an interesting contest to see how many different ways people come up to do this. But I put Google Voice on the old cell phone, so now when you make a phone call, it doesn't go via the cellular network, it goes via the hotspot that you're in. I tested it from at least one other hotspot in a medical building, and making an outgoing call works just fine to my landline here at home. So anyway, that's my tip for the evening. This is James, WU7N. Take it away, Dave.
WU7N. There's a will, there's a way, I guess. Congratulations on finding out how to do that. And I really don't have much to add. I really missed not going to the swap meet this morning. That would have been a fun thing, but it would just add to the clutter I think I have in my basement. I'm a sucker for buying stuff at those hamfests, stuff that I really don't need, but, you know, it's a bargain. You just got to buy it at the time that you're there. And so that's about all I've got to say. And from there, let's move on down to John, KI7YRC.
Well, like I said, I want to say thank you to everybody for inviting me out here and joining you guys each week that I'm able to. And I don't got much else to say either because, as I don't know if you can see on the Zoom, I started eating dinner. So, but I will be out here Wednesday and be on the net as well. And I try to be here every Saturday that I can with you guys, and you guys are all great, good guys to be in here with, and gals to chat with and enjoy the hobby with. So I want to take some time and eat some food since I really haven't eaten much today. So thanks again, everybody, and nice seeing everything that everybody got today from the Hampus that went. So KI7YRC.
KI7YRC. Let's move up to Ron, KD7QKU, followed by Jessica, WW7UHK.
D7QKU. Reed, I just wondered if when you were over at the Hampus that you saw the guys from Tacoma that had Mario stuff, if it was there, and if they were selling it. So I don't know. 10 meters, yeah, I gave my 10 meter vertical to James. I still have a 10 meter wire called it's an inset wire. I could put that up, I guess. I use it in the motorhome, and I can I had a fish sinker and a piece of line. I could just throw it over a tree limb and then tie it to the ladder of the motorhome, and that would work just fine. So anyway, we're about out of time here, so back to that KD7QKU.
KD7QKU, and welcome Jessica, KF7UHK.
Jessica up here in Everett. I would have been here earlier, but I got involved in watching the newer version of Dune. It's a 2.5-hour movie, and it was fun. I kind of like the old version better, but luckily I'd seen the old version not too long ago, so it kept me up on the story, so I could follow this one a little bit better than Sylvia, who hadn't seen that one for a while. Let's see, tonight we had oxtail stew, and it was very delicious. I made found some oxtail over at Fred Meyer's and cooked it up all day. But I wasn't here last Wednesday because I went to a Judas Priest concert with the opening was Queensryche, and good late show. I had earplugs in, needed earplugs. It was essential. It would have been a good show for someone who was deaf because they really had things cranked pretty darn high. But luckily, earplugs. Not really my cup of tea, but there was a free ticket from a friend who said, can I go along? And I said, sure, why not? Let's see, arthritis. I'm getting a couple joints that are feeling arthritic. I don't know what to do about it. And today we went up to the Mount Vernon house so we could take some pictures of Sylvia, because she's been asked by Boeing to send in a picture and her story because she just got her BA degree from Southern Hampshire University, so they want to put her in some publication somewhere, maybe the Boeing News or something. And so we were working on that. Yeah, we were really happy about that. So anyhow, other than that, I'm going to pass it back and good to see you all. And this is KF7UHK.
KF7UHK. Let's go to Bert. Yes.
Oh, I think we may have skipped a week, but let's see. Oh, well, there's not much time left, so just something I learned just recently that I didn't know before. Apparently, if you ever go to McDonald's and get chicken nuggets, there's only 4 kinds, like 4 shapes, and they repeat these same 4 shapes over and over again. I never noticed that. It's been decades, and I never noticed that the same 4 shapes are repeated over and over again, but oh well. Anyway, this is Bird and Maricel 73 all in 7CS, back to that.
And 7CSN will let Lee and 7KC close the net.
Well, very good. Thank you all. It was fun. I enjoyed it a lot. It was really fun to see the roof of the people hall home. It's really cool. You made somebody's day for sure. Anyway, we thought we'll see you guys down the pike. This is Lee at 7KC, Port Angeles, 7KC.
Thanks for joining the net all. And this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. I'd like to thank the owners and operators of the Seattle Repeater Association, utilizing WW7STR, the 08 machine, for voice transmissions on Saturdays and Wednesdays between 8 and 9 o'clock. So on behalf of the Western Washington Amateur Television Society, this is Dave, KD7UYM, signing off at 9 o'clock. Good evening all.
HKC disconnected. WW7ATS up in Everett. See if you can hit me back there, Laura. maybe 9 IQX tested.